All right, everybody, welcome back to I've Got Next. As always, I'm Smeef, and with me is Austin.
Howdy, howdy. How's everybody doing?
And if you remember last time, we had just gotten started on RE4, Resident Evil 4. Getting back into it, we had just gotten through some place, and we're going to another place. So yeah, I think this is going into the... This is getting in... Go ahead.
I was going to say, this is the fortress, the canyon fortress. We just got through the stronghold.
Ah, yes. So, Austin.
Yes.
I got a question for you. You may not have known this, but in his off time, Leon likes to practice as a magician. As you can see, he demonstrates that he is holding a box of coins. And presto changeo, it is now gone. Round of applause for Leon.
Just like my 9th birthday party. I'm very impressed by this VR GameCube version.
I gotta say, man, this was this was so incredibly well done. Like, even like into it, you got some of the sort of the 2D textures that sort of crisscross in order to create a 3D effect. You can still see that within the environment, but for the most part, this was very lovingly remade. The way that they did this game. Like, there are times in this game when you genuinely feel threatened. It's sort of a... Like, you know it's a video game, but at the same time, you allow yourself to kind of get sucked into the world a little bit.
Yeah, you just get immersed and then panic.
Yeah. I've broken at least 2 glasses flailing my arms frantically.
I like your casual, no-look swipes of your knife on that guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's on the ground. He's not going nowhere. I'm worried about the guy that's throwing shit.
Hey, guys, hold on a second. Time out, time out. Okay, time in.
But this really helps because, so compared to the other game, you can actively use both hands. So I'm swiping away with one hand. Meanwhile, I can use my left hand to shoot the guy that's coming at me.
That's pretty rad. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, this is like I'm, like I said before, I don't think VR is like the way of the future, as in, I don't think where all games are going to go, but I do certainly think that VR on its own is a viable means of consuming video games. Like, I think it's going to be here for a while at least.
Yeah, I mean, considering the new VR one just came out not too long ago, as of recording time when I shot.
Totally on purpose.
I like how the bear traps are way more obvious in this version. I was like, what is that? Are those giant checker pieces?
Yeah, they are, believe it or not. So I think it's because of the perspective, but they were this big in the original game as well. Maybe a little bit smaller, but it's definitely I don't know if that was for hit detection purposes or not, because in order to like deactivate him, you'd either shoot him or slap him with your knife. But it's definitely yeah. I actually think I managed to get through the game without stepping on one.
Very nice, very nice. I think in the new version that I played, I think I stepped on every single one in the game. Whoa. Take a scythe to the shoulder there.
Just very trivial. Now, one thing that this really does well... Oh, yes. It's hot, Leon. Be careful. Ah! But anyway, I dick around a lot in these games. Now I've lost my train of thought. One thing that was really cool though is like whenever you're in the combat stance, I'm just gonna derail that train. I was trying too hard to put it back on the rails. Yeah, found the Elegante mask. Leon again wanting to try his hand at being a magician.
Ooh, I like Kazam. Mind freak.
No, I just love it. It's a little, he's alone and he does these tricks, and you see him do the applause. So it's like, yay! Because I just like, suddenly I'm just imagining him. He's too shy to try and do it in front of people.
He's a self booster. He's just like, you got this, Leon. Flick of the wrist, and it's gone. The crowd goes wild.
So, my Spanish is very, very like, it's conversational. So I can only pick out some of the stuff that they're saying. Most of it is like where is he? There he is. Don't let him escape. One of the phrases that I heard them say, if I'm trying to remember the name of it. Let's see.
Can't believe you didn't want the dirty watch.
Well, so this is just one of the this is just one of those things that I remembered from the playing in the original. If you shot the watch before you shot the stick down, it goes in and you can't collect the treasure.
Oh, I just thought it gave you like a shit covered one.
No, it goes down the well.
Nah.
Oh, so occasionally you'll hear the phrase. Now, this is something you hear it all the time. Cabron, when they're calling you something.
Mm-hmm.
The literal translation is mountain goat, but its slang usage is motherfucker. How the two derive from each other, I don't know.
I don't know either. I know there's the goat that eats snakes called a markhor. I think that's South American though.
Oh, one you'll hear a lot is cerebros, which means brains.
Okay.
Though they don't say it like See, this is how they adapted some of the puzzles. In this, it was just like move left, move up. This is you're actually physically sliding it.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta make the pretty shape. Little bit of auto aim there. I don't mind it.
Oh no, it helps out. And I may or may not. I'll for anybody that actually wants to read them, I'll try and bring up the notes and scan them page by page, to where if you want, you can pause and read them. But it's just to sort of save on screen time. If you want to read it, you can just pause and kind of read it. These are, since they've done these since like the very first games. You go around finding journals that, for some reason, people really love to journal in the Resident Evil world.
Itchy tasty, man. It was there from the beginning.
Oh man, that's the iconic one. Vandal.
Oh, this window don't crack.
This one wins.
You win this round.
Yeah. That's so one thing that you'll notice about VR is it'll be jostly to us, but I guess because our brains have the capability of stabilizing our view, this does not look like that when you're wearing the helmet or wearing the headpiece.
Okay, interesting.
You carry the same blood as us, it seems. Nevertheless,
The big cheese.
outsider,
Yeah.
remember, if you become unpleasant to our eyes,
And this is me, like, if I'm shifting positions.
there are consequences.
I'd considered playing through the GameCube version just so I could use it to upload the cutscenes, but I just didn't have the time or energy. Like, I was just doing very poorly at it.
Yeah, fair. Leon gets bored very quickly, like a Metal Gear Solid guard. He's just like, I gotta call.
Apparently, there's a religious cult group involved.
The illuminated ones.
It's Spanish for the Illuminados.
Anyway, I had an unexpected run-in with the big cheese of this
I love how Leon said Los Illuminados. He said, that's a mouthful. It's 2 words there, buddy.
live. And he mentioned something about me carrying the same blood as them. Whatever that means.
Carry the same blood. Interesting.
Anyway, more important things than solving riddles right now.
You're right. Hurry and find that church, Leon.
How will you ever know what he has in his pockets is, though?
Well, you really got to have a feeling about yourself in order to hang a gruesome painting up of yourself.
I mean, you gotta
Yeah.
admire that confidence.
Also, Leon has no bathroom etiquette.
Ugh.
Dude was just taking a leak.
I mean, to be fair, this giant-ass mansion is a one-holer.
He had to go.
No.
There's Leon apologizing about it.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
And here's a callback character, one of the more popular, like, tougher characters. Chainsaw guy. I can't remember his name, but I'm almost certain that would have had to have been designed after Jason Voorhees. Either
You
the
think
first or but he was in the. I know it was Jason. It was the mask. The mask was like basically a potato sack in the first 2 movies, and the first one, of course, it was his mother.
Yeah, you think that over Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I only say that because it's because of the potato sack
Fair, fair.
with the eye holes. Although he does, he is sort of screaming like the Leatherface.
Yeah. He can take some headshots, that guy.
Oh yeah,
Are the sisters in this as well?
they are. Haha. And is Leon cool today? Yeah, he is.
He's so gangster.
One might say irresponsible for tossing around a loaded gun. Do a quick heal.
Well, boy, that taunt really doesn't work out well for them.
No, it takes them a while to get it out, but boy, do they want it. Excuse me. I love this. This is such a weird mechanic. So, that little arc that will auto throw it for you shows up, but you really have to wind up your arm. And then in order to get the arc where you want it to go, you kind of have to tilt your head back a little bit.
Oh, interesting.
No, I mean, it works fine. It just feels a bit weird. Ouch. I do like the grenades. I did not use them as often in this version as I did in like the GameCube version.
Man, I'm the worst with the grenades in these type of games. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I end the game with 100 of them.
Yeah. Tight quarters. It sounds. I can't really understand everything they're saying, but from what I can pick up, it sounds like they're saying, "I'm gonna rip you to pieces."
Huh. I do know that the newer one, nice reload, is a little bit more clear on the Spanish, and seems like it was possibly translated or written by actual speakers.
Oh, I don't doubt that they got real speakers for this one as well, because I know like Luis, or Yamo as Leon thinks he might be called, was from a Hispanic actor, as well as like Sadler, and I don't remember if Salazar I know
Salazar.
was. Yeah, and I think Sadler was as well in the original.
It's the Saruman Sauron problem.
Yeah. Which, funny enough, the producers tried to fix that in the Bakshi.
Okay, yeah.
They called him Araman.
Oh, the Ralph Bakshi.
Ralph Bakshi, that's what I meant.
Yeah, you're right.
A recommended watch if you haven't seen it.
They are very interesting. Yeah, well, Rene Mojica as Ramon Salazar, and Jesse Corti as Vitores Mendez. Michael Go as Sadler.
Okay, I don't know enough about him.
Villagers are all Spanish speakers, it seems. So you are correct. And Luis as Reno Romano. You know what? Props to him. Luis is played by the same voice actor who plays Darth Revan from Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. What the heck is that noise?
Oh, the chickens.
Oh, okay. I was like, what is going on?
Yep, just like in real life, if you try and run through them, they get upset about it.
Oh. I was like, oh, you messed up the cuckoos, so they're gonna do that thing where they just spawn infinitely and kill you.
That'd be great if that was some sort of weird, obscure Easter egg that they decided to put in. I'm collecting TMP ammo, but I'm only going to sell it because I do not use that gun. There's a spindle in that flammable lantern.
Interesting. The TMP,
Weird
that's
place to keep it.
That's the mine launcher, or is that the submachine gun?
This SMG.
Mm.
All right, and here's a secret if anybody doesn't know it already. It illuminates the gems.
Ah. Can you not get them otherwise?
No, apparently you have to set that off in order to make light refract in just the right way.
Ah.
I don't know.
I had no idea.
Video game explanations. Oh yeah, this is the first time he does this, so Leon's not sure what he's doing. Decency! Alright, all I did was just buy a few things and sell a few things.
It seems really satisfying to catch things as they fall.
It is. One thing I was going to comment earlier, the reloading in this game is like perfection almost. It feels really good to slap in a magazine, and like you literally have to make the gestures in order to like whenever you reload a mag, you have to actually pull the slide back in order to chamber one.
That's super great.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Oh yeah. There you go.
That never gets old.
No, it's always fun to do.
Much like the taunt.
I do like the...
What's that?
Mm-hmm. No, I was just gonna say it's always how you can kick multiple. Like if you could shoot one guy in the face and stun him, that will activate the kick mechanic. And if like even like up to like 3 or 4 other people, if even if there's a standard, they will all go flying.
Much like the taunt, the lighting and then holding up in the air of the dynamite never works out for those guys.
Teach you how to pick
No.
locks at the academy?
There's some sort of indentation.
Jill
where
Valentine
someone
reference.
could fit inside.
Well, there's no use
Well,
standing
you were
around.
almost a
You
Leon
have to
sandwich.
find some way or something to get inside.
Alright, looking at the IMDb page for this, it says the tagline for this game is Save Ashley from the depths of insanity. I don't really feel like that captures what we're doing in this game.
No, I think the marketing team must have just been. They showed him a couple of pictures and said, "Hey, can you give us something?"
Alright, how about fear lurks around every corner? I don't even think that makes grammatical sense.
No.
Okay. How about will you be able to escape or even survive?
Okay, I mean you are trying to escape.
Yeah, alright.
That one at least makes somewhat sense. It's a bit lazy, but
And
all
last,
right, I just fast forwarded through this. It was a
I think every time I've seen this puzzle completed, it's been just press buttons until solved.
that's pretty much what I do on all of them.
Use the force, Leon.
Yeah, it cat's eye. It did this weird thing that wouldn't let me pick it up for some weird reason.
They look so tasty. It's like a Jolly
They do
Rancher.
candy-like.
So let me ask you this: have you watched the Fallout TV show yet?
No, I really need to though. My son has, just because of the show, has decided that he wants to start going through the original Fallout games.
That's an interesting
he-
place to start.
Well, so he's played some of the newer Fallouts, but he normally gets bored in RPGs really easy. And I said, I had to tell him, like, these were back when games were actually hard.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I only remembered this box coming up. Again, we're gonna put this up. But while that's doing that, yeah, he started out with one. I've been kind of helping him out. Like within the first few minutes of playing the game, I get a text from him asking me where the rope is, and he's like, "Yeah." I tell him, there's a few places you can get it. You have to go to like basically just check bookshelves and all that stuff, and like you'll just find random pieces of rope. Anyway, the snake is still here.
Oh.
And it's a bit of a, it'll get you if you're not ready for it. Like it was much easier to get bit in the original, but it was, as long as you keep swinging your knife, you can kind of take care of it. But it is a bit jump scary.
It takes a thing of relative safety, like picking up ammo, and turns it into like a high tense moment.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't really do much but like take a sliver of health, but it's still not pleasant. Especially in this, when it's, as far as you're concerned, physically jumping at your face. Oh, here comes something.
Aw. I do hate to see the
Yeah, but-
birds get it. Cool.
But they got so much monies. And Leon has to buy things.
Diamonds, daisies, dead crows, Leon.
It's pretty much that. Look, see, Leon's happy about the money.
I mean, they love shiny things.
Mm-hmm.
That one had a penchant for murder.
And you can hear a creature that will come up later making noise in the background. Oh, interesting fact. Earlier, we were in the churchyard where all the graves were. Referred to it as a cemetery. Not that it's either here nor there, but technically speaking, when graves are in front of a church, that is referred to as a graveyard.
Okay.
Everywhere else, it's a cemetery.
Okay.
That's just a random thing I know. It's neither here nor there.
Nice little bit of pedantry.
QTE time.
Do the monkey. That's all I see when you move the controllers up and down, is I imagine you just...
Yeah, but you're not wrong.
Do the monkey with me.
Now this was always really cool to do. It was really hard to do in the original game with the way you had to aim things. But with the aiming system being so wonderful in this, you can set yourself up to do more kills with fewer bullets, which pretty much in all of the, well, I won't say all, they've kind of gotten away from that in later titles, but like ammo was precious in the earlier games.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that you can use iron sights in this though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I'm just gonna wait for him to make his way over here. Like in this one, ammo's not as precious because they'll, all the baddies will they'll drop it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so it's less precious, but you can still run out if you're not careful with your shots.
Now, I've heard something, and I don't know if it's just to the new game, but there is actually a kind of like DM to the game, where if you're doing well, you're killing lots of things, and you have lots of ammo, the drops get scarce, versus when you're running low, and then it actually drops more ammo.
Oh, well that's nice of them. That one almost got me. Oh, and another thing, all of the villagers and stuff like that, they're referred to as the ganados in this game, which means livestock.
Okay.
But I think it can be sort of interchangeably used to refer to as like a mob of people.
Interesting.
I should really be looking this up and not guessing.
It's more fun to guess.
Oh man, that is such a great sound effect.
I think if it wasn't based on chance and was based more on what you could see, I think you might get tired of it faster. Because it does feel good for it just to randomly make the splorch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So there seems to be a I think it might actually. So I mean, there's definitely a percentage as to whether or not this occurs. Because like you said, it would be happening on every headshot if that were the case. Shoulder wound.
What was your plan when you got up here, bud? Just stop and look?
Treasure find? Remember, kids, Leon says it's cool to smoke.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty badass pipe. I feel like you have to at that point.
Yeah, I think it was looked to be ivory. Incendiary. I don't think I used any incendiary grenades, and the flash grenades were good for like if one of the plagas hatched out of someone.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Also, I did this obviously to save bullets and have him set off the trap for me, but I also kind of fast forwarded it because he took his sweet time getting here.
Oh,
And aside from the fact that there should be wood shrapnel everywhere on an explosion like that, I guess if you were that close to just the concussion would kill you, right?
as far as like a regular grenade or like a flashbang.
Well, that like that tripwire with like what looks to be either dynamite or C4 strapped to it.
Oh yeah, those. I mean, they do what they're made to do, which is kind of rip and tear. There's a particularly good episode of the Slow-Mo Guys where they set up two kind of bracers of C4 on either side and try and make the explosions touch each other. And you can kind of see what that does to any flesh that might be in between.
Nice. I haven't watched that channel in a while.
It's good stuff.
There's one of the police friends.
Just doing some fishing. I remember when me and my dad used to go out and dump police officers' body to get the fish up. Catch a lot of mullet that way.
And we have a potential, and here comes a future battle. Leon completely unfazed.
Big fish in water. What does it mean?
I forgot to. There's an achievement you can. It's a sort of a secret achievement you can get. I forgot to do it, but if you just stand on the pier and shoot the water repeatedly, Del Lago comes out and eats you, and it's like an immediate game over screen.
Is Del Lago just the lake?
That's it.
Okay.
Or of the lake,
Okay.
or from the lake. Now, this is something else they changed. You'll notice you were firing a harpoon rather than throwing one.
Oh, you have a little harpoon gun.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that makes sense. You throw a lot of harpoons here.
Oh yeah, they're and it's still infinite, thankfully.
Yeah, I'm just thinking how fast your arm would be tired, or you put the controller through your TV at that point.
Not to mention trying to aim while throwing, which I'm very poor at. Yeah. The boat's it's still hard. He's still pitched in front of the floating tree stumps.
Do the monkey back to the boat,
shaking
Leon.
arm.
Jesus, look at him go. I think he's breaking records there. He'd give old Phelps a run for his money. Do you remember when, in celebration of Shark Week, they made a simulation of Phelps versus a great white shark?
Yeah, and they played it up like he was actually going to be trying to outswim a great white.
Oh, yeah, and they're like, as you can see, it outswims. It's like, no shit, man. It's like, let's see who could outrun or run the fastest, a cheetah or an Olympic runner.
Yeah, it was silly. Like the advertisements for it were so intentionally misleading. Like it was like, oh, this is really gonna happen.
God, look at him go. Gerald.
Well, to be fair, given the situation, I might try and muster some superhuman speed.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I'm not saying the situation isn't warranted. I'm just impressed. I guess there's no wonder he's on the
Damn it,
Secret
Leon.
Service.
I actually thought it was over because you do lose a little bit of health every time this happens. Thinking of, if he's that size, why don't he just eat the boat?
Yeah.
But they'd always done a few things like that. And it's not, I think this is when Phelps was still kind of the new hotness because he won all that gold medal.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they specifically just ran it that way, knowing what the outcome was, but they just wanted people to watch their channel.
Yeah. Shark Week, man. That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Time out, Del Lago.
Yep. Gotta eat grass. Turn around. Here comes. So you hear splash. So they also made the audio three-dimensional. So if you're playing this, especially with headphones, you are hearing splashes all around you, trying to mislead you about where it's going to be coming up.
Oh, interesting.
Also, really just such an odd. I mean, it worked out for him, but just really an odd creature to make into a giant monster, a salamander.
Yeah. I wonder. I mean, it's just like a garbage dump for the cult.
Yeah, I suppose.
And they try everything else, the roaches and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually,
hell, you have to fight a squirrely houseplant in the first one.
that's true. I mean, you remember the giant alligator that doesn't do a whole lot. Yeah, they tried the rats in the online Resident Evil. Do you remember that one? The multiplayer
No, I
online
didn't
version?
play that one.
Ah, man, we got to hook up the PS2 and play that. Oh, God. Do the monkey.
Swimming. You can see how fast I'm going with the gun poking up.
He gets.
So there was an option to this to where you could have made it more immersive, and basically you would have actually had to physically reach behind you in order to steer the motor.
Intriguing.
I changed it rather quickly. It worked. I mean, it worked like it was supposed to, but I was just bad at it. I kind of thought, since I actually did have access to the knife, they could have just actually made this a scene instead of a QTE.
Yeah.
I mean, minor complaint though. I mean, the game gets nothing but praise from me. And then here, just Leon being who he is, he's like, all right, back to it.
Oh,
I like how I just like imagine he just starts humming and just.
time for a break. Yeah, man. Seasickness. Get you every time. Hey, buddy. Can I use the toilet?
It's the diarrhea cramps. Yeah, my accuracy is much higher than it is in the GameCube version.
Diarrhea can feel like tiny creatures inside your body.
That reminds me, I've got to donate blood this year.
You can have it all.
Leon, it's been 6 hours since our last transmission. I was starting to get worried.
She sounds very concerned.
Starting to feel dizzy.
6
Since
hours.
lost consciousness.
Lost consciousness. Maybe that
What
has
are
some
you, a
connection to
weenie?
What the village chief was talking about.
Can't say. But I'm all right now. I'm gonna continue my mission.
Okay. No communication whatsoever. Sure. This is why you didn't make it as a cop.
El Gigante.
Juan Gigante. Treasure.
Yeah. I think it looks like it turned out okay. I had to make some adjustments to the brightness because it was it didn't look so bad in the headset, but playing it back it was quite dark. And I think sometimes on YouTube when you upload a video it gets a little bit darker, so it doesn't look at least on this end it doesn't look as bad as I thought it would.
Looks alright to me. Waterfall.
And this is gonna be our first scene when we get to see the plagas.
Oh yeah.
So from this point on, there is a percent chance that that will occur if you blow their heads off. And it's not implicitly stated, but I think it occurs more so if it's raining.
Oh. I had no idea.
Yep, they get the glowy eyes.
It's like a Seinfeld episode. She's got the glowy eyes. Watch out, Jerry!
I need to give that show a fair shot.
I don't know that you need
I've
to,
never-
but it has its moments.
Yeah. This is cool because you can solve the puzzle. Not really a puzzle, but you can sort of solve the you can already set the platforms up before you even get down there.
VR. Ain't it grand?
Yeah, you can there are things that you can do in this game that would sort of, like I said, you wouldn't be able to do in any of the other versions.
We need that VR Silent Hill so you can experience ennui and existential dread in VR.
Just going through it, and I'm just like, you're like immeasurably depressed the whole time. Along with hepatic feedback, we also give you emotional feedback. You're going to be experiencing existential crisis.
I didn't kill my wife.
I don't care. Yeah, I caught the reference. Boy, Tommy Lee Jones,
Yes.
he's sort of, he works in everything he's put in, but it, like, reasonably, he shouldn't. It just does.
I would say if you ever want to see something great, check out Tommy Lee Jones's Boss commercials in Japan for Boss Coffee.
I've seen them.
Oh, they're so
I've
good.
seen them. They are. It's one of those real random things. Was, you know, how did he become so popular? And pretty much there's no rhyme or reason to it. They just did. I was waiting for him to. Oh, ow. Kick. Yeah, no, those guys, you can instantly kill them sometimes. They'll. Not all of them, but some of the villagers, if they're carrying torches, they apparently also have a fuel source that they walk around with, and they spit it at you.
Boy, fire in video games is very strange. Where it's just like, hey,
Yeah.
you know the awesome destructive power of the fire that ignites not only the wielder but everyone they touch? It's like, I get it. Fire bad, fire scary. But, you know, I don't
But
think
also physics.
I don't think it's mystical in nature. RimWorld is the one that currently is killing me. It's just like, yeah, you know, if somebody passes
Mrs. Leon.
by Mrs. Salazar. Mr. Kennedy.
I've obtained an object that resembles the cult group's insignia.
Okay, Leon, you don't have to tell me about every trinket you find.
Our immediate priority.
I found a cool
It's really
ring.
nice, though. I think it would look good. I think it'd look good over my fireplace. Also, the bats are basically mosquitoes in this game.
Yeah, really. Oh, they'll attack you.
No, they won't. They won't attack you. They'll just flutter around your face, and you can slice them.
Oh. Did they drop anything?
No. Unfortunately.
Then what good are you, bats? If you're not... My anaconda don't want none unless you're filled with treasure.
Exactly. And if you're in groups, I throw a grenade. Boy, then when you put it like that, Leon sounds like a horrible person.
Yeah. I like to maybe imagine that scene with the ravens from earlier that somebody was watching and there's no treasure or grenade. It's just him picking up guts of birds and celebrating, and putting them in his pockets.
And here we have the first appearance of El Gigante.
Please, El Gigante was my father. Call me Juan.
Whoa!
Oh, they have a cave troll.
Pretty much. So, bear in mind, a lot of this is going to be... I tried to do as much of this blind as possible, and this was one of the scenes. So, keep in mind, when you're looking at it in this, it's still flat on the cutscene because it's on a screen in front of you. Mm-hmm. Backflip! And then suddenly, after this is incredibly jarring.
Yeah.
Like, for a brief second, like, and throughout the game, you know, you still sort of feel it, but that very first little bit was like I genuinely felt threatened for a second. Ah!
Punch.
And because we were nice and saved the good boy,
Hey, it's that dog.
he comes in to be a mild distraction. I hate dogs.
Dog killed my wife.
And jump.
Does it slow down your swing speed so you can't cheese that?
So, no, you can. That was me swinging it normally. But even if I was to go back and forth repeatedly, it's only gonna. There's like a. Oh, it's gonna.
Do the monkey.
Don't do that. I gotta pee. But it's only gonna have. There's like frames of invincibility that he has, so you can only hit him so often. In other words, which is fine. I mean, you don't want it to be too easy.
Yeah.
I didn't duck quick enough. I gotta say, being able to take a tree to the back of the head is impressive.
Well, he's got the same blood now.
Ah, yes. So is he killing one of his relatives now?
I think so.
Oof. He's like the really drunk uncle that says uncomfortably racist things at the family gatherings. But he's really hard to avoid, as you can see.
Hey, dog. Good job.
Yeah, there you go. Not Mr. Wolfies. No, click.
It always reminds me of Borderlands 2 when... Oh, no, it's actually Borderlands 1 when Brick runs out of bullets and he's just like, no, gun juice gone. Or, I would say second runner-up would be Jason Mewes in Dogma after firing the Uzi. Just, no more bullets.
Oh no!
That's how you know it's not Dark Souls. They would totally let you just stand there and get killed by it falling.
Yeah. Oh.
Stabbed.
Yeah. All right, Elegant Giante. I got some Leon cold brew for you.
Cold brew.
One must. I mean, if I killed something that big, I'm going to establish dominance some way.
Oh, you gotta go think the pup.
I think he ran off.
Oh.
I couldn't find him.
I could have swore you, maybe this is in the newer one where you can tell them, like, hey, thanks, good job, or whatever, and then it nods.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up.
But anyway, that's going to cut it for this time. That was a good episode. We will see you all again next time.
See you next time.